Well, hello there. It's been a while, hasn't it? And in this video today, we're going to cover the Level 3 results that just came out. 49% passing rate, so things are improving. Upward slope we're at, and the historical 10-year average is at 52%, so we're almost there as far as normalization is concerned. And obviously the participation rate is still low, and the peak that we had in 2019, it's going to take a while to get there. And there are obviously a few factors, when you think about Russian candidates being banned, the lockdowns in China, obviously those played a part as well. But I think it's maximum employment as well that may be limiting candidates to, really rush in and give these exams, because at the end of the day, it is a professional qualification. People are trying to get that next promotion, and if that promotion is readily available and the market is so hard that people are able to switch jobs and climb the ladder relatively easily, spend the best environment for employees in terms of negotiating pay, in terms of keeping their jobs, not moving to a competitor and whatnot. So that may be playing out, and I think if obviously you are getting your next promotion and you're getting that next pay bump without having to upskill yourself, why not? So we'll see how that plays out over a period of time. I'm not trying to draw any correlation here. What I wanted to say is a big congratulations to all those 49% of you who passed. Obviously now you guys can move on to the next chapter of your life, whatever that may be. And it's a great feeling, and a feeling of relief, and a big accomplishment definitely when you pass Level 3. And hopefully most of you have got that work experience as well, so that you can straight away be a charter holder. Now, for those of you who didn't pass, obviously a lot of my videos are focused on you guys, and I just wanted to say, Level 3 obviously very tricky. You don't want to give up, you want to keep going. But there are a few tips that I want to share if you are continuing your journey in pursuit of clearing Level 3. And really there's a few things that I really want to share with you, because obviously I can only give so many tips. At the end of the day, the effort has to be put by you guys, but hopefully from a strategic point of view, you guys can tilt yourselves in a slightly better position. And number one is that if you've been studying solo and haven't used any prep providers, probably now is the time to consider prep providers and that extra help. And I've been a proponent of Mark Meldrum for the last few years, and I think he does an amazing job. So and he's one of the cheapest, I think he's the cheapest in the market as well. So check him out, check out his website, and you might find quite useful stuff in terms of content and the way he teaches the curriculum. So definitely that's one of the tips I can recommend. Now, if you failed more than once, think about the strategy, think about your approach, because this thing of trying harder the next time doesn't work if you're keeping the same strategy or the same mindset. And it's easy for me to say, oh yeah, just change your strategy and mindset, but what do I mean by that? I really mean in terms of, I can share a couple of points, and hopefully these register with you. One of them is that if you're weak in certain subjects, you gotta make sure you master them. Unfortunately, that's the hard way around it. So for me, it was fixed income and equity, and those were the two topics I really, went hard at. And I didn't want to leave it to luck, and you don't want to leave it to luck in your third or fourth attempt or whatever it is. It gets too messy. So you got to conquer your weaknesses, and I know that's the hardest part to do, because you don't want to struggle in a topic. Sometimes it's just hard to register, and that's where I've said you might need extra help. But one way of doing it is, that the subjects that you find the most difficult, you got to make sure that in the exams you ace those, however you do it, whether you spend more time up front or towards the end or whatever. A second is think about the leave schedule and your work. You really want to make sure that you take appropriate amount of leave towards the end. And I don't know what the right size is. For me, I've said 2 to 3 weeks if you're able to get off work before the exams. Just sets you in the right mindset and frame of mind. I remember I failed my third attempt actually in level 3 due to massive workload. I shouldn't have turned up for the exams I did, and it was purely because I just couldn't take time off work, and just towards the back end couldn't really push the next level that I needed to. Thirdly, the clue is always with practice. You got to practice hard, definitely, but you got to see where you're sitting. If you're not near that 70% zone and you're not acing most topics, chances are you're going to fail in the exam. So have a think about that. Your progress and the way you track your progress is very important, especially in the last 6 weeks or so. Make sure that you are doing well in your practice tests and you're very close to where you need to be on exam day. And lastly, it's just about motivation, and keep yourself motivated, and you almost have to go back to the drawing board while you're giving the CFA exams. What was your initial idea, and how that has changed over the number of years that you have been enrolled in the program. And one thing I've got to know is you got to have passion, you got to have a level of dedication, and that is self-motivating in itself. Because if you're just doing it to grab the qualification, and to an extent that's okay. I did the same for the longest period. I just wanted a qualification, and I didn't want to have a CA or a CPA. I wanted to have a CFA's affiliation, and that's perfectly fine. But that is going to create bottlenecks, because ultimately, it is quite a practical curriculum, and you really got to be into it. So if you haven't been following markets, please do so. It's been a lot of drama and excitement happening. There's been a lot of excitement and drama happening out there, and a lot of wealth destruction in 2022. And you're going to know all the drivers and the street talk out there, even though if it doesn't make sense, because it's very different to what happens. But that's what behavioral bias is all about. So yeah, keep that interest alive and motivation to upskill yourself and gain more knowledge, because that mindset really helps in the longer run as well. And that's really it for this video. We'll make sure that I come up with more frequent videos. I have been really busy at work, and family life has been quite hectic as well. So have been taking time off, and I've also been sick, unfortunately. Not had COVID yet, but every now and then I'm just not really in the right fitness levels. Hope you guys have the great rest of the year, and hopefully we rebound collectively in the second half of 2022.